So this is just a brief description of my setup here that I got with this AR 2.0 frame. This is actually the worst propeller configuration. The motors are small, and so you would assume that it'd be very efficient, especially if I tuned the PIDs appropriately. The motors are a little hot, so I'm pretty sure I could probably tune the PIDs and save a lot of juice. But the little wire that the blades is on and the gear and everything's pretty fragile, so it's remarkably not durable despite the nice lightweight. But anyways, despite all that, it's just for fun, just to see if I can understand some things. When I had the AR 2.0, it would always crash on me, and maybe by learning more about this frame, I can understand more about what was going on with the AR 2.0. And so this is a CC3D flight controller from an Eachine Racer 250 on a regular power distribution board that allows 5 volts. So I'm taking 5 volts actually from the PDB, not from an ESC, although I think that these ESCs would provide the 5 volts that I would want. These are $2, actually right now they're $3 ESCs, but I paid a little over $2 for airplane motors, so they're heavy. They're kind of big, but it's a big frame with big blades, and the whole thing is so light that it's probably okay. It's running on the stock AR 2.0 battery, and then as a flight recorder, I put this $20 action camera on there. I got it for 20 bucks on Wish.com, and then I'm using the whole thing with a FlySky i6 and receiver. And my plan is to put another board, mount another board on here with some standoffs or some little blocks or something, and then actually put an FPV camera on here. But before, the copter was flying erratically. It was regularly falling out of the sky, even though I'm hovering low to the ground. It would go and then boop boop boop, and it would fall to the ground like that. And right now it was actually working okay, so I'm not sure if that was just because of the air density and how these kind of loose blades, maybe they luff a little more easily than some of the more solidly mounted blades, and so actually the blades were luffing, causing it to start to lose altitude, and the whole thing would luff to the ground. Or maybe it had something to do with the flight controller, or maybe the gears were kind of sticking, because these wires that it's on, they're not really that good, and these gears aren't actually stock OEM AR 2.0 gears. These are just purchased off of Wish.com. These gears, they're spare parts that are 3D printed by somebody else. So I don't think they have the strength qualities that the OEM AR 2.0 parts have. And another issue that I was having with stability, I did actually end up solving by hard mounting everything with screws on the flight controller and the board. Everything was taped, and I think that because it was moving around a little bit, I was experiencing some trouble with stability, as the gyro and accelerometers would get quite a bit of extra behavior from things being kind of loose and flopping around. Actually, my ESCs aren't necessarily the most well mounted, and then this camera, but actually right now I didn't have any issues with it luffing out of the sky. But during the midday, the air actually has more energy, so the blades, even though there's less air density, each air molecule pushes more, so maybe the blades have a better grip during this mid part of the day than they do late in the evening, as the heat energy is escaping from the city in lots of turbulent little gusts.